witnesses, legally and medically. Hi, I'm Eric Stevenson. Please join me today as I answer this question. So, when a negligence case, a car wreck case, motorcycle accident case, a slip and fall, some sort of case like that goes to trial, we present a number of witnesses to be able to prove the case. Because when we represent somebody who's injured, the law says we have the burden of proof. We have to prove that our client was injured and that it's somebody else's fault. And so how do we do that? Well, the first thing we do is go find witnesses who can support that the other person is at fault. So if it's an auto accident or a motorcycle accident case, we interview witnesses who were on the scene, who can testify at trial about how the accident happened and who did what and what was going on at the time of the accident to be able to prove that the other person was at fault. Other witnesses we might call at trial might be people who knew our client before the accident and after the accident to be able to say, listen, before this accident happened, their client was able to do these things and now they can't do those things, or if they do, it really hurts them, and boy, their life has changed. And so those are some other witnesses from a legal standpoint that we would call, but we also have to call medical witnesses. A jury is not just going to take our word that our client is injured. So we present medical records to the jury to show what sort of treatment our client has had. And a lot of times we also present doctors who can come in and testify about how that treatment happened and how our client responded to the treatment, and maybe even what their long-term chance of recovery or effects from the accident are. So witnesses are hugely important to our case, and we start gathering witnesses from the very beginning of the case so that if we ever have to go to trial, we have the proof we need to be able to show that the other person is at fault and is responsible for the injuries and what the injuries are, so a jury understands what effect this sort of incident has had, or accident or wreck or whatever has had on our client. So I hope that helps answer your question about what sort of witnesses are important in a case. Again, I'm Eric Stevenson with Stevenson Klotz. I hope that this video has been able to help you. If you ever have a question, give me a call at 850-444-0000, and I'll be happy to answer your question. Thank you very much.